Hello everyone, I'm Steve Tober. The biggest weekend in terms of interest in the high school football season hitting us this Friday and Saturday. Playoffs on the horizon, PowerPoints being tabulated. All the official numbers will be released on Monday officially, but people will know by Sunday where they stand. Let's look at where some of the Essex County teams could figure in or will figure in. Let's first begin in North 2 Group 1. You'll look at Dayton from Springfield as the top seed right now, but that is with the PowerPoint numbers that have been compiled heading in to this weekend. Glen Ridge at the number 2 spot, while Verona is in the 8th spot. There's some couple of big games this weekend that will factor in on North 2 Group 1. New Providence at Pingree. That's a game where the Pioneers could catapult everyone and move into the top spot in North 2 Group 1, while Verona, with a win at Immaculate, the Hillbillies could likely get a 5th seed. That's North 2 Group 1. Let's look at North 2 Group 2. From Essex County, Orange, Caldwell, and West Essex, all very much in the mix, all will be in. But the huge game in that section on Friday night, Caldwell at Orange. The Chiefs, with a victory over the Orange Tornadoes, could move all the way up from number 5 to number 1. That's a huge jump, but that's how big that game is. Ken Trimmer already has told me it's a playoff game already for us, a huge game for the Chiefs. You talk about North 2 Group 3. Well, there's a Nutley Maroon Raider squad in the 5 spot right now heading into the weekend, according to the PowerPoint tabulations. However, with a victory this weekend over Shabazz, the Nutley Maroon Raiders, they can move up to the number 2 hole in North 2 Group 3. And Shabazz is still alive. Should Darnell Grant's team upset Nutley on Saturday, they will move into the playoffs as well. And they also will be mathematically alive still with a loss. That's North 2 Group 3. Talk about North 2 Group 4. Here's one of the strongest sections in all of New Jersey. When you talk about Phillipsburg and Hunterdon Central, we look at what we have. Bridgewater, Raritan, right behind Hunterdon Central currently. Columbia, East Orange from Essex County, Piscataway, Phillipsburg. What's interesting about this bracket, along with the strength of teams, some huge games this weekend. Sayreville, 8-0 at Piscataway. 34 or more PowerPoints alive in that game for the winner. Bridgewater, Raritan at Phillipsburg, up to the mid-30s in PowerPoints available. Westfield at Immaculata, gigantic game for the Blue Devils. They really need a win there. It'll be tough on the road against a 7-1 team. And then on Saturday, Columbia at Belleville. The Cougars have to get the job done. If Belleville would win, they are 3-4, they could move into the factor in North 2 Group 3. Ridge at Franklin also mattering, and Perth Amboy at Marlborough. Perth Amboy with a victory over 3-4 Marlborough, they will get in the field in North 2 Group 4, which is certainly a field of teams that is loaded with top 20 caliber competition. Let's move into North 1 Group 4. 3 Essex County teams in the mix. Montclair, West Orange, Livingston, all are going to be factoring in. But a big game this weekend because most of the action is in terms of 8 games for those teams. You only count the first 8 games for playoff consideration. But a game at hand, Ridgewood, with only 7 games, will be at Passaic. Now, if the Maroons win, which they should against 1-6 Passaic, they'll pick up 16 minimum PowerPoints. Meanwhile, Passaic Tech can pick up residual points from 3 opponents that have not played their 8th game already. Passaic Tech likely to be the 4th seed. Montclair could wind up the 5 seed, be at Passaic Tech on the opening round. Meanwhile, West Orange locked in at number 1. We figure Livingston at number 7. Let's move to non-public Group 4. Seton Hall Prep from Essex County involved. And of course, that juggernaut that is Don Bosco Prep. If you look at the seedings as they stand now with the PowerPoint tabulations after 8 weeks, Don Bosco, with only its 7 games in, is number 2. However, the Ironmen are at Clifton Friday night. They should beat the Mustangs as expected. They're going to pick up enough of PowerPoints to move up above Seton Hall into the top spot in non-public Group 4. So the Ironmen will certainly be the number 1 seed. Seton Hall most likely the number 2 seed, and likely will open up against Red Bank Catholic. However, Red Bank Catholic has a big game against Toms River East. That's not an automatic win for Red Bank Catholic in terms of solidifying the number 7 spot. And Paul VI is at Lenape. Also another big game. Paul VI, the 6th seed right now. so there could be some movement at the bottom of the non-public Group 4, but most likely Red Bank Catholic at Seton Hall Prep in the first round of the playoffs in the 7-2 game. Let's move into non-public Groups 1 and 2. They've combined these groups this year when Morristown Beer dropped varsity football, Patterson Catholic closed. The NJSAA decided to combine these two groups. Rightly so. Only 5 teams will qualify, including the Montclair Kimberly Academy, looking to make the playoffs now for the first time since 2002. The big game that affects the Cougars as far as who they will play, because there's going to be 3 byes in this section, only 1 first-round game involving MKA. It'll either be at St. Joe's Hamilton or St. Mary's of Rutherford. Both St. Joe's and St. Mary's have big games this weekend. They need to win. If St. Joe's loses, which is possible, they're playing Egg Harbor, who's 5-2. That's a tough game for St. Joe's down at Hamilton, but they could win. But if they don't, St. Mary's will catapult them, and MKA would have to go play St. Joe's. So plenty of interesting, intriguing things to happen Friday and Saturday. Stay tuned to NJ Hotshots and Sideline Chatter for all that happens with all the playoff scenarios. I'm Steve Tober.